Well, quickly here, I'll try and do a video or vlog on you might have seen on one of my past, like second to last video here, I was doing updates on what's been going on, which not much has been going on, except for the fact towards the end of the video, you'll notice I have what is now a Class 8 AMC Pacer, but actually started out as a Class 6 car with a lot of history. I just got off the phone a few minutes ago before I came home, got off work, to a guy named Bob Stone, worked at Costa Mesa AMC and built that car as a Class 6. And there was a rumor that he built two cars and one was raced by James Garner, but the truth is, he said, is they first built one car, went out and tried to, and it just fell apart, and it didn't work. It has he had a fancy cantilever suspension he was telling me about. Cantilever is type of way of get more travel out of shocks that don't have much travel. But anyways, so the first car was a flop, but they learned what they needed, and they went back and built two more cars with a all-out chromoly tube chassis, stayed unibody. The car no longer is a unibody. Now it's, it's got a part of a frame that looks like, a truck frame, but it's all box. Technically it's more of a tube chassis than anything else. No floor. As you see, the only parts of it anymore that are AMC is that are left. The last guy cut the hell out of it. But anyways, the only parts left are part of the rockers, part of the cowl panel, and a little bit of the windshield post. But anyways, so like I said, he's the original owner. Built a badass 258 motor, bored out to 290, aluminum rods. All the stuff he's telling me was insane. Offenhauser intake, 4-barrel carb. He's telling me stories of going down one of the dry lake beds at the Mint 400 with right alongside Snorton Norton and his truck and with the V8 and just blowing it away. So he didn't have the suspension to keep up with the guys in the rough, but on the flats the thing would just flat out go. But yeah, also the first time this car has an odd history here. First time this car, he built it and went out, he also wrecked it, but he was able to put it back together. And then after that, after his history with it, the same thing happened to the second owner. He sold it to a guy named Paul Strong of Strong Off-Road Cars, and he first time out or so, he wrecked the dang thing too. That's how it eventually became a wagon and went from a regular hatchback to a wagon. But anyways, this guy was cool to talk to, rambling on quite a while. He's got to send me some original photos as soon as I email him an address here. But he's telling me how he started off in Class 11 racing a 67 Bug, and that's how the owner of Costa Mesa AMC came about. He gave him a ride, a couple laps at the same race, in the same race later on was the Mint 400, 2 laps, and the guy was hooked. So that's when they decided to build Pacers instead. But I mean, it's a little sad that the car wasn't actually a sister to Jim Rockford's car, good old James Garner. But it is nice to know the history of it. But yeah. So for right now, that's all I got. Right now, I'm in the stages of trying to find the history of the car to find out which direction to go with it, because I own the car, but the history really belongs to somebody else. So it's, what do you do with it? I think the car needs to be treated with respect. So we'll see what we can do here. Like I said, I got a body to put it back the way it was. I don't have a wagon body. I know of a rumor of a wagon body, but the AMC guys are hiding it from me because they don't want me to cut it up into an off-road car. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get a hold of Paul's son Nathan, and then the last guy who raced it. Like what you see it in its yellow color and that. And I'm gonna send at the end of this video. I'll see if I can re-edit it in the video editor on YouTube and throw in some photos so you can see the stages it went from Class 6 to all the way to what it looks like now, which is kind of sad. But to me, I start with worse than this all the time, so it's no big problem for me to put it back together. Only issue I see is I don't know if it'll ever be raced again, because all the repairs over the years by the last owner, I think. Plus he chopped it up pretty bad, and I have to do some crazy sectioning and splicing to fix it. But the welds don't look like they'd pass inspection. A lot of it, so I'd have to re-weld every bar on this thing. But we'll see. Like I said, kind of get with the other guys. The last guy who raced it was Jim Phillips, and when he raced it, he's telling me he won 14 out of 16 races. So the thing was unbelievable. But if you think about it, the funny thing is, if in my yard I have a 5-foot gate on either side, my two areas where cars can be stored. And I have on one side, as you know, the 41 Pontiac, and then the other side's where the AMC Pacer is sitting. And the AMC Pacer, a small child could almost walk under it, but it actually sits about the same height from the top of the roll bars as the 41 Pontiac. It is, even though it's tall, Pacers were low and wide, so it's got a very low center of gravity. So I can see this thing really being a hellacious off-road car. So anyways, that's what my little vlog is about. It's amazing what you find. I told Bob, I was like, when I found this thing, actually a guy named Corey Busbroom on YouTube, he's known as Strange Pursuit. He's another derby friend of mine. But anyways, he's the one that found it, because he's an AMC Pacer guy. He's like, oh, I gotta have it, but then he didn't have the room for it. So I was like, what the hell? I thought somebody was like, had a sense of humor. It's like, I'm gonna build an off-road car out of a Pacer, but then finding that it has some rich history is pretty dang cool. So I'll quit babbling on here, and like I said, I'll try and post some pictures at the end of this for you. Until then, see ya.